Greetings! In this video I'll be painting a Flesh Eater's third company Intercessor. I've 3D printed both pauldrons here, one with the armorial and one with a company marking. I've modified a normal Intercessor with a pointing arm, and a 3D printed arm with a bulk carbine. I primed the model black, and then started with a base coat of Khorne red to act as an undercoat. The Flesh Eaters are depicted with a slightly orange-red colour, so I'm going to be using Wordbearer's red over the top of this. I'm just using Khorne red first as it goes on easier. It should be less layers to get complete coverage this way. I thinned the Khorne red with water a little bit to help it go on smooth, applying more as areas dried. After completely covering the armour with Khorne red, I switched to Wordbearer's red and did the same again. It went on in one coat here. I just had to make sure I didn't miss any bits, as Khorne red is a bit too pink for this scheme. I next wanted to apply some highlights. Instead of manually applying them like I've been doing recently, I decided to use dry brushing. I got a bit of Evil Sunz Scarlet on a large makeup brush, brushed off most of it with my dry palette, and then applied it all over the model. This colour brings up the brightness a bit, while not taking away too much of the orange tone from the Wordbearer's red. I then switched to a smaller makeup brush and applied some Wild Rider red. This is a really strong colour, but it helps bring the brightness up a little bit and also has an orange tone to it, which I think helps better match the reference. After I was happy with the red, I switched to some black to paint in the gun casing and the undersuit. I then went back to the small dry brush I used, and highlighted the gun casing with Mechanicus standard grey. I may have applied too much here, but it should look fine by the end, especially with the silver bits painted in. Speaking of silver, I used Leadbelcher for the other bits of the weapon, the prosthetic arm, and various details over the rest of the model. For the Imperialis, I use Ulthuan grey. I also painted in the armorial, the company marking, the white dictating this Marines from the third company, and the helmet stripe. Now onto the leather. I base coated the pouches and belt with Rhinox hide, again thinning the paint a little bit with some water. I then switched to Skrag brown for the first stage of highlights, painting the edges, and as the paint dried, the middle bits. A final highlight of Deathclaw brown followed, dotting the edges and painting some tiny little cuts all over. The Flesh Eaters are depicted with red eye lenses, so to help them stand out against the armour, started with some Wild Rider red, and then I applied some Lugganath orange to dot the eyes. Next I switched to a dark grey wash for the metallics. I also covered the bulk carbine with this for extra shading. I wanted to highlight certain metal bits, so I used Runefang steel and highlighted the power pack exhausts and the prosthetic arm. I also painted the vents that I missed when I was painting with Leadbelcher. Now to tie it all together with an enamel wash. I used AK's dark sepia pin wash for this. It's definitely my favourite general purpose enamel wash now. It seems to work with everything. I applied this all over the model, but thinned it a bit for the larger surfaces which I wanted to remain brighter, like the knees and the helmet forehead. After I gave it a few hours to dry, I applied my usual basing method and varnished the model. And here we have it! A third company Intercessor of the Flesh Eaters chapter. This was a pretty simple scheme. The hardest bit was in the stripe on the helmet, and the armorial if you're hand painting it, but at least it's a simple shape. Dry brushing the red highlights saved a lot of time, and I don't think the quality suffered much. I could apply the dry brushing better of course, but the same could be said about my manual edge highlighting, so yeah. This chapter really is just red with white accents, so it'll be pretty simple to do as an army. That being said, I really do like the white and red combination here. I think I've finally got the cybernetic arm paint scheme figured out too. Using Runefang steel definitely helps separate it from other metallics like the weapon. Anyway, if you have any suggestions about what you'd like to see in a future video, let me know in the comments. I hope you liked this one, and I hope you stick around for the next one.